In the today's class, we will study few more parameters of the antenna. Aperture is the area through which a power is either radiated or the power is received. Aperture is the area through which electromagnetic waves are radiated or the electromagnetic waves are received. Now, so this is the receiving antenna what we are having. So the electromagnetic waves are coming in these directions and they are impacting on this particular surface. And the total received value is equal to W equal to P into A, okay, where so this A is the aperture of this particular antenna. Now considering the receiving case, so the antenna is receiving a power. Whenever the antenna receives some energy or the power, now so what is happening is that some amount of the power will be wasted. In the various ways, how this particular power will be wasted is, one is Ws, another one is a Wl. I mean to say that whenever the electromagnetic waves are received by this particular antenna, some amount of the power will be wasted in the form of a scattered or the radiated. So these waves are made to fall on this particular antenna, but some of the electromagnetic waves are reflected, okay, are radiated. So the power is wasted, that is called as Ws. And another power is wasted, so that is Ws, that is power is wasted in terms of heat. And to the load only the useful power is delivered, so that is We. We is the useful power delivered to the load, where W is the power dissipated in the form of heat, and Ws is the power wasted in the form of scattering. Okay. Now, so this is the equivalent circuit of your antenna. So this is your antenna, and ZA is the antenna impedance and ZT is the load impedance. Now, and for this particular antenna, we are drawing an equivalent circuit, and this is an equivalent circuit of this particular antenna. And as you know, the antenna impedance is there. Impedance contains both the resistance and the reactances. So that here, reactance and the resistance are taken into considerations. And here also, the load also is the impedance, both the resistance and reactance are taken into considerations. Therefore, the equivalent circuit of, so this antenna in terms of resistance and reactance is shown in this particular figure. Now, I is the induced current and V is the voltage difference across the antenna terminals. I is the induced current and V is the voltage difference across the antenna terminals. Now, we are supposed to calculate, so this induced current. So, the current I is equal to V divided by ZA plus ZT. That is, whatever the current is flowing through this particular antenna, that we are calling it as I is equal to V divided by ZA plus ZT. That is, I is equal to V divided by ZA plus ZT. Now, so this ZA and this ZT we will try to substitute in terms of resistance and the reactance. If you substitute it, then RR plus RL plus RT. So that is RR plus RL plus RT, and reactance is XA plus XT, that is XA plus XT. Therefore, so the mode value of this particular current is equal to V divided by RR plus RL plus RT whole square plus XA plus XT whole square. This is the amount of the current induced in the antenna whenever an electromagnetic waves falls on the surface of this particular antenna. Now, as we are dealing with the apertures, we are having different types of the apertures in the antennas. Now, let us see the different types of the apertures. Aperture is the maximum area through which the electromagnetic waves are either radiated or it is received. We have 5 types of the apertures. One is the effective aperture, another the scattering apertures, third one is the loss aperture, fourth one is collective aperture, and the fifth one is the physical apertures. Now, let us study one by one. Let us first study the effective apertures. So the effective aperture is defined as WE divided by P, where so WE is the useful power. This is equal to I square into RT, so divided by P. Now in this equation, substitute the values of I from the equation number 1. Then if you substitute the values of I, A is equal to I square RT divided by P, where the values of I you have to substitute from the equation number 1. Then V square RT divided by P into I value are substituting, that is RR plus RL plus RT whole square plus XA plus XT whole square. And for ideal system, RL equal to 0, so then this term is going to be 0. And RR equal to RT, so that is RR equal to RT and XA equal to minus XT. When XA equal to minus XT, so this term will go. So then, so this equation is simplified to V square divided by 4P into RR. That is, so this we are calling it as a maximum effective aperture. Maximum effective aperture, AEM is equal to V square divided by 4PR. So this we are getting from this equation by substituting RL equal to 0 and XA equal to minus XT and RR equal to RT. Then effective ratio alpha is defined as AE divided by AEM, that is effective aperture to the maximum effective aperture. That is the ratio of effective aperture to the maximum effective aperture is known as a alpha. And this alpha ranges between 0 and 1 and it is 1 for an ideal system. For ideal system the value is 1, but for practical system, so this value is varying between 0 and 1. Next we will consider the scattering aperture. Now let us consider the second type of aperture, that is scattering aperture. Scattering aperture is defined as WS divided by P, where WS is the scattered power to the power density. So this is equal to I square RR divided by P, because WS is equal to I square into RR. Now substitute the values of I from equation 1. Then AS is equal to V square into RR divided by P into RR plus RL plus RT plus I into XA plus XT whole square. Now scattering ratio beta is defined as beta is equal to AS divided by AE, that is the ratio of scattered aperture to the effective apertures, and this can also be calculated from the equation, that is RR divided by RT, and the value of this P ranges between 0 and infinity, and for ideal system, so the value is equal to 1. Now let us consider the third aperture, so that is loss aperture. The loss aperture can be calculated from the equation AL is equal to I square RL divided by P, and you substitute the values of I from the equation number 1, you will get this value. So this is going to give you the loss aperture. Next, we will consider the collective aperture. The collective aperture is calculated from the equation W divided by P, where W is the radiated power and P is the power density. So this W you can write it as I square into RR plus RL plus RT divided by P. Now in this substitute the values of the current I from the equation number 1. So then it becomes AC is equal to V square into RR plus RL plus RT divided by P into RR plus RL plus RT whole square plus I into XA plus XT whole square. So this equation is used to calculate the collective aperture. Now, let us consider the physical aperture. Physical aperture depends on the size, shape and dimension of the antenna. So, by depending upon the type of the antenna, So this size, shape and the dimension will change, and depending upon that the physical aperture will change. For example, a parabolic type of the antenna, so the physical aperture is given by pi into d square divided by 4, where d is the diameter of this disc. And for the linear antenna, which is having a length L and having a diameter d, so then physical aperture is equal to L into d, where L is the length of the antenna and d is the diameter of this antenna. If L equal to lambda by 2 and d is equal to lambda by 100, if you substitute in this, so then you are getting physical aperture equal to lambda square divided by 200. So this is just an example. Then we will come across one more term for the physical aperture, so that is absorption ratio V. So absorption ratio is the ratio of AEM divided by AP, that is maximum effective aperture to the physical aperture. V is equal to the ratio of maximum effective aperture to the physical aperture is called as a absorption ratio. And this V signifies the capability of the antenna to receive the power as compared to the physical dimensions. That is, antenna may be having some size, some shape, that is a physical size, and with respect to that physical size, what is the capability of this particular antenna to receive that particular power will be given by this absorption ratio. Then we have a relation between D and maximum effective apertures, where D is your directivity. D is equal to 4 pi divided by lambda square into AEM, where AEM is the maximum effective aperture and D is the directivity. And the directivity can also be calculated from the equation 4 pi divided by rho A. Now, this is also D and this is also D. If I compare these two equations, then I can write it as AEM into omega A is equal to lambda square, where this omega A is the solid angle. Now let us calculate the maximum effective aperture for a short dipole. Now for this, consider a short dipole antenna having a length L, and this antenna is placed here. So this is x axis and this is y axis and this is z axis, and this is the voltage and the current distributions across the antenna. Now E is equal to E0 cos of omega into t, and you can write it as E0 cos of this omega into t, you can write it as 2 pi by lambda, and it is a distance from this particular origin. From this to this we are calculating this particular values. So that is, you can say that, so here, so whatever the field we are having, E is equal to E0 cos of omega t, so that we are writing it as E is equal to E0 into cos of omega t, and E0 cos of omega t we are writing it as 2 pi by lambda, and this 2 pi by lambda is the distance from the origin O. Then assuming the field magnitude Ey remains constant throughout the length d lambda, the potential difference across the d lambda is. That means to say that we are assuming that, so whatever this field strength Ey is there, it is constant throughout the length of the antenna. And then whenever it is constant throughout the length of the antenna, of having a length d lambda, then the potential difference across the antenna is dV is equal to Ey into dy. Then the potential difference across the antenna terminal is V is equal to integration of dV, and this dV I can write it as dV equal to Ey into dy, and so the limit of this integration is minus L by 2 plus L by 2, E0 cos of 2 pi by lambda into y into dy. If you integrate these particular equations, we are going to get this value. Then for a short dipole antenna, L is less than lambda, or L by lambda is very less than 1. Therefore, so this V is equal to E0 into lambda divided by pi into pi L divided by lambda, and so that this pi and pi term will get cancelled, and lambda terms will get cancelled. So they are left with V is equal to E0L in terms of volts. Then power density for maximum power reception is P is equal to E square divided by 120 pi. This 120 pi is the intrinsic impedance of the antenna. Then radiation resistance of this particular short dipole antenna is equal to 80 pi square L square divided by lambda square, and maximum effective aperture equal to V square divided by 4P RR. So in this equation, substituting the values E0L whole square, because here you have calculated the values as V is equal to E0 into L. So this V square is equal to E0 into L is calculated. 4P, P is we are having the value here, E square divided by 125, and the radiation resistance we are having, radiation resistance is 80 pi square L square by lambda square, 80 pi square L square divided by lambda square. Now after simplifying these values, we will get the values as 3 by 8 lambda square or 0.119 lambda square. That is, maximum effective aperture will be 0.119 lambda square.